Hey there, and welcome to another video. My name is Thom Singer, and today in this video, I have asked 3 of the smartest people in the world of networking and building human connections to share tips with you so that you can find ways to really fine-tune how you go out and network with people and look for ways to be more effective. And if you stay till the end, I actually will add a 4th tip. So this video is going to be quick and it is going to be jam-packed with actionable ideas. So our first expert is Marny Lifshen. And Marny talks to us about how to take your good intentions around networking and building relationships and put them into action so that you can actually cultivate relationships.
Hey, it's Marny Lifshen, and I'm here today to give you one key networking tip. So I believe that most professionals have good intentions when it comes to networking. I mean, how often have you said, I really need to reach back out to her, or I've been meaning to get back in touch with him, or I should look into that organization or consider attending that conference. We all mean to do those things. What holds us back, what makes the difference between good intention networkers and effective networkers is an action plan. So that's my best tip for you today. You need to come up with a plan that will take you from good intentions to meaningful results. Now, this has to work for you, for your individual goals, your career, your style. It needs to be achievable, something that you'll actually follow through with, because let's face it, you're the only one that's going to hold yourself accountable for networking. So figure out what will work for you, a system. Perhaps you need to set a date for yourself, a networking date on your calendar, say Mondays at 9 or Fridays at 4, and you keep this appointment. And that's when you get on LinkedIn. That's when you look at that list of people you've been meaning to connect with and actually follow through and set a lunch or a coffee or a margarita, right? Figure out a time where you will actually follow through and turn those networking intentions into actions. Again, it needs to be achievable. It needs to work for you. What works for me? The beginning of every month, I go through my LinkedIn, I go through my old contact lists, and I create a list of 10 to 12 people that I reach out to personally, whether it's through LinkedIn or an email or a phone call, and just reconnect. It's amazing the opportunities that come when you actually follow through with those good intentions and create a networking plan full of action. Good luck.
Thanks, Marny. We all can learn from that advice. Now, our second piece of advice comes from Abram. And Ray is going to talk to us about how to be sort of a giver first and to make sure that when you're working with the people in your network, you're not just making it all about me, me, me.
Hi, my name is Abram, the Connection Coach, and the tip I have for you today is to have a generous spirit. You know, Stephen Covey in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, talks about something called the relationship bank account. You see, just like a real bank, whenever you do a kindness for someone, it's like making a deposit. But whenever you ask someone for something, it's like making a withdrawal. And in a real bank, you would never consider going there and withdrawing money before you had put any money in. But unfortunately, that's exactly what we do in our relationships, and particularly in new relationships when we call ourselves networking. As soon as you exchange business cards, you meet somebody, if you do follow up with them, you're immediately asking them to consider your service or buy your product before you have proven any value to them at all. And the likelihood of you actually selling something to them is very low at that point. So what you want to do is, like my friend Bob Berg would say, be a go-giver instead of a go-getter, right? So what that means is to lead with giving, lead with generosity. And it doesn't have to be money, right? There's 3 types of things you can be generous with: your time, your talent, or your treasure. And you see how I put treasure last. Quite often, your time is just as valuable or even more valuable. Your talent, lending someone something that you specialize in. But particularly in a networking session, it is great to make introductions that prove value. If you're helping them with their business, then they're more likely to help you with yours. Again, this is Abram, and that's my networking tip.
Our third tip comes from Patti DeNucci. And Patti is going to talk to us about what do you do if you have a giant stack of business cards that you've collected over a decade of networking, and which type of people that you've met really stand out.
Hi there, I'm Patti DeNucci. I'm author of The Intentional Networker, How to Attract Powerful Relationships, Referrals, and Results in Business. And I'm here to share with you one of my favorite networking tips, which is really more of a networking story with a tip wrapped within. The other day I was cleaning out a section of my office and I found bags and boxes and bins and binders full of business cards that I'd collected over probably the last 10 or so years. And I decided it was time to clean those out and really see who were the people I really remembered. And so I pulled up a trash can and a chair and I just went through them one by one. And my rule was, if I couldn't remember the person or the conversation or anything about them other than the fact that I had their business card, that business card went in the trash. I know that sounds pretty harsh, but I don't feel like I have a relationship with someone I don't remember. So I probably whittled that pile of business cards, almost 1,000, down to maybe about 200. And I entered all those into my database if they weren't already there. Or I tried to connect with these folks on LinkedIn because I actually remember these people. And I feel like a lot lighter, I guess. Like I can actually spend some time getting back in touch with these people. The other thing I noticed was all these people that I remembered, we didn't talk about business. We talked about other things, our kids, our dogs, our hobbies, our travel plans, things we did when we weren't working. And that was where the real connection was. So when you're out networking, talk about stuff other than business. See what happens.
Thank you, Marnie, Ray, and Patti, for sharing that amazing advice. The one piece of advice that I'd like to add on to what all of them have said is that if you want to build a network, if you want to have people in your world who are going to help you succeed and refer you business, make sure that you're referring other people first. It's so interesting because people want to build a network because they would like to see more opportunities come their way. But oftentimes they forget that you have to set the tone for the relationship. Are you referring other people regularly? So often I ask the question, when's the last time you referred somebody who actually got a piece of business because of that referral? Well, if you can't remember the last time you referred somebody, why in the world would you expect anybody to take the time to refer you? So if you want to build a network and find a lot of success, my tip is make sure you're out there promoting other people. Find their stuff on social media and share it and say, hey, this person is amazing. Film a video and get 3 experts who you admire, like Marnie, Ray, and Patti, and ask them to be part of your video and then share it with the world. That way you're not just saying, hey, everybody, check out my videos, hire me. Instead, you're saying, hey, I'm an expert in this area, but I want to share with you some other people. And I will tell you, if you're looking to hire a speaker on the topic of how to get your people more engaged in the community and how to build networks that will raise your business, yes, I would love it if you would go take a look at my website and talk to me about being that speaker. But also, you should look at Marnie, at Ray, and at Patti, because all of them are fantastic. You know, when we have a great network of people and it's a long-term and mutually beneficial set of relationships, that's when the magic really happens. So make sure that you're taking the time to invest in people, promote other people, and eventually you're going to see those returns and it's going to be awesome. Hey, thanks for watching this video, and do me a favor, subscribe to the channel right down there. You know, I'm trying to put out a couple of videos on this topic every single week on networking, on building your relationships, on creating uncommon connections, and making sure that you find ways to have more success in your career and your life. Thanks a lot.